Good morning, this is Mayor Valensky with Driving Markets. Let's kick off. So the US was downgraded by the Moody's Credit Agency. It's one of the three agencies within the US. There's also the S&P, and there's also another agency. So three agencies in the US. The Moody's have downgraded the US to negative credit. Now that is going to impact the capacity for the US to borrow at cheap rates, and they're going to have to pay a lot more money on their US treasuries. So the US is going through a gradual deterioration on the value of the dollar, deterioration on the value of its assets, and deterioration on the value of its overall economy. It also lacks political strength and political guidance, and that's one of the things that Moody's came up with, this constant government or threat of government shutdown in the US has also impacted Moody's and affected their decision to downgrade the US to negative. So not only have you got financial chaos, you've also got political chaos. Both of those indicate and direct the overall investors and traders to a level of nervousness as far as the US is concerned. In addition to that, you've also got a financial and economic attack from China and from Russia. China is looking to back its yuan with gold. So yuan will be 100% backed by gold. China is a huge buyer of gold, as is Russia. Russia's also trying to back its ruble with gold, where the US dollar does not have any gold backing at all. It was taken away back in the 1970s, and they replaced that backing with the petroleum or petrodollars. However, what was agreed then was that the oil and gasoline would be paid for by the US dollar, and that's slowly been taken away and eroded by other countries like Russia that allow petrol or gas to be paid for in rubles or even euros. So you've got countries like Iraq and Iran that want to move away from reliance on the US dollar. So that is also going to impact on a macro fundamental scale, devalue the US dollar. So overall, the US is going into recession. Any rise recently in financial markets, as far as the US is concerned, is an opportunity to sell into it. Why is it an opportunity to sell into it? Quite simple. The lead or the rise in the US markets has been mainly done by the top companies, either in the Dow or mainly in the Nasdaq, the top 7. We're talking about the Metas and the Netflix and the Amazons and the Googles. They've pushed the Nasdaq up, so it looks like that the markets are healthy. However, on a broad-based basis, when you look at other indices like the Russell 2000, which is the small caps index in the US, that has not performed. In fact, it's performed negatively, which indicates that small businesses are suffering or of a lower value than the top 7. So when looking at indices in the US and you see that they're rising, then what you're looking at is really the top companies pulling up with their might all of the indices, and that is not a healthy situation to be in, because it's not a broad-based rally. And what's likely to happen in 2024, of course no guarantees, is that there's going to be a significant downturn in the market. I'm calling for a 20%, 25% drop in US markets, and I mean the Dow, and I mean the Nasdaq, and I mean the S&P. They are overvalued and overbought. Not only overvalued, overbought, the top 7 companies of the Nasdaq are overvalued and overbought. For example, I would say Nvidia is a sell, Meta is a sell, Google is a sell. So these companies, Tesla was a sell at 278. It got it all the way down to 201. It's now back at 221. I still see it going down to 180. A lot of pushback on that. A lot of people laughing out loud and sending emojis and one thing and the other. I get it, 100%. But this is the whole point of driving markets. So overall, I see US markets going down. Geopolitically, I see the war in the Middle East expanding. As a result of that, I see oil in 2024 at $120 to $130 a barrel, and I see gold at $2,100 an ounce. Putting my neck on the line, it's part of the program. That's driving markets. That's it for now. You can share, subscribe, comment. You can also follow me on Instagram and on Twitter or X or Threads, whatever. You need any information, you can DM me. More than happy to help. This is Mayor Walensky with Driving Markets. Catch you later.